Good morning, everyone. It's Saturday morning. It's 10 o'clock, and I'm Connie Mars. So it must be to 70 and beyond. And I was going to be going back and talking about one of the other authors in the book, Leadership in Trying Times. But how appropriate that I'm going through this book right now. But yesterday, I had a team meeting with all my team where we're putting together our visions for 2021. And like I mentioned last week, I talked about my word for the year is profound and what the acronym for it was. Let's see if I have it here. I go back and read it to you. So profound is persistent, radiant, outstanding, friends, observant, uplifting, nourishing, and determined. That's my word for the year. And already there's profound things happening in my life if I just remember that word and look at it every day. So it's really important for you to figure out what your word of the day is. And after the events of this week, I was asking my team what their words were. And one of them was flourish, one of them was blessed, one was illuminate, and one was unify. So I asked the person who came up with unify what was the acronym for unify. She said understanding, nourishing, integrating, friendship, and yes. So I looked up some words to describe hate. Hate, harassment, anger, taunting, endanger. Which in your life would you prefer to have? Unify or hate? I think that this is a very important time in America's history where we dispel the lies and we reach out for the truth. George Washington said, "Truth will ultimately prevail where there is pains to bring it to the light." Well, this country suffered a great pain this week. And I wanted to bring this out. I'm not going to dwell a lot of time on it because I'm not a negative person. But I think it's really important that we look at what happened and we look at what was truth and what was not truth and how it spread and how it enraged people and how one person could push people to such an extent that 5 people died. It is our point to take a look at the pain. It is at this point that we reach for the truth. And it is at this point that we can make a change and unify. Another quote I found from Orsetes is, "When one with honeyed words but evil mind persuades the mob, great woes befall the state." Isn't that exactly what happened? Honeyed words that are used to incite, to create anger, and then you add to that the dishonesty of those words. And then there's going to be people that are going to buy into it. And it's time that all of those people, everybody else, need to ultimately unify. And not only do we need to unify, understand, nourish one another, integrate each other's beliefs that can serve the betterment of the group, create friendships, reach across lines that are maybe not our typical sphere of people, and say yes to the belief that we can find our way through this. And yes, we can create a vision for ourselves, for our businesses, for our country. that will unify, flourish, bless this country, illuminate the light that is here, and create a profound year and a profound world. All we have to do is change our word from hate to unify. So the picture on the right, unfortunately, I have not been able to do retreats this year in Mexico. I usually do 2 a year. And the picture on the right are 3 lovely ladies that have been to my retreats. And since we were doing our words for the year, and since we were doing our visions for the year, this picture signifies the success that you can have when you actually create and walk into your vision. So when you're thinking about your vision, you have to come from it. You can't go to it. You have to come from it. And in order to come from it, you have to become it. You have to fake it till you make it. So whether it's a vision for yourself, for your business, for the country, whatever that vision looks like for your community, create a vision that's going to take in all of those words and also step into it. So the first lady, her name is Debbie. Her vision, and she's been to 2 of my retreats, her vision was to retire. And she finally retired on December 18th. And her whole life is now ahead of her. The lady in the middle, that's the lady that came up with the word unify. Her vision, her word last year was serenity. And her vision, when she came to the retreat, she had just moved here from New Hampshire. Her husband had just passed away 4 years previous, and she was trying to find her way. And when she came, she had a very specific vision for herself. She wanted to buy a home that had a 35-foot RV space because she has an RV. She wanted to have a home that had a beautiful master suite and was a beautiful yard, and that had 3 bedrooms and a gorgeous kitchen with granite countertops. She not only got her 35-foot of RV space, but she got 70-foot of RV space. At the end of your vision, you should always start out by saying, I'm so happy and grateful that, and then pick a time frame in the future, like maybe it's December 31st, 2021, and what has happened. And then at the end of your vision, you say this or something better still, because many times the universe has a bigger idea of what is out there. And with her vision, everything that came to be, she wanted to lose weight. She lost more than what she wanted to lose. She wanted the most gorgeous countertops you've ever seen in your life. She has 2 master suites, not 1, with a big walk-in closet. In her entire vision, the things that she wanted to do, she has done. The lady on the right, Leticia, she came to my very first retreat. And her vision, which she has an incredible restaurant here in Las Vegas called Leticia's. And her vision was to have 2 additional restaurants. And she wanted those restaurants, she wanted them to have her name, which is Leticia's. And if you ever come to Vegas, you need to go to Leticia's or Letty's. She has a new one called Letty's. And in 2020, she got all 3 of the restaurants that she wanted to have. And when I was on my team call, one of my other friends who had come to my retreat had done the visioning, but she didn't do the rest of the work. And so she was asking Leticia or Elaine, well, how did you make that happen? Well, she made it happen by, first of all, writing it out in hand, not typing it on the computer, because you activate all the 10 brain centers in your brain by writing. She, as I told her to do, she put it into her phone so she could listen to it. By speaking your vision, you are able to feel if there's anything that doesn't feel quite right and make a change. And then listening to your vision, there is by far no better meditation that you can possibly do than listening to your own vision. And when you're listening to it, you're going to hear something that maybe needs a word, maybe just a single word that needs to be changed. You listen to that word and you say, okay, I need to rewrite that and re-speak that. Because that way, visions are very organic. You're always keeping your vision up to where your inner voice is telling you to go. So I really want you, especially after this week, I want you to think about what your word is. Have it be something that actually speaks to you. Illuminate, that word came after I was having a conversation with this person. And she said the first word that came to mind was illuminate. And then she started questioning whether or not it was the right word. And her son were having a conversation. And he used the word illuminate. She said she had never heard him use that word before. So that was a signal and a voice from the universe saying, illuminate is your word. So if you have a word that comes to mind just like that, like mine was profound, and it came to me because I was using it a lot after my experience with my friend passing. Whatever that word is, find that word, create a beautiful acronym. Thank you, Deborah Trapin, for teaching me how to do this years ago. Find that word, create the acronym, and then figure out how that can be incorporated into your vision as well as into your life. Maybe you don't read the word every single day, but maybe one of those words you think about every day, that becomes part of your affirmation. So how can I understand? How can I nourish? How can I illuminate? How can I be persistent? And saying yes. So whenever you do a vision and you finish the vision, you say this or something better still. You need to do some kind of anchoring, something physical. So what I teach at my retreats is you get all done, you go, yes. And this lady who has done that, well, actually all these ladies who have done that, their vision for what they wanted for their life has come to be. Now, was it all perfectly? Yeah, this has happened, this is happening. No, there's course corrections and there's things that we can do to make those course corrections, because maybe we didn't have it just right. Maybe we didn't understand exactly where, maybe the universe had something bigger or God had something better in mind for us. So it doesn't always mean you're going to go down this straight path. What it does mean that whatever you put out to the universe is what you get back. And that brings me back to Unify versus hate. You put hate out and you get hate back. You put Unify out and you get Unify back. So next week I will be back to leadership in trying times. And the next chapters talks a lot about some of the things that we went through this week. So I will see you next week. I hope you have a fabulous week. I hope you find your word, and I hope you find a way to unify. Bye now.